I didn't give any notice. I'm just popping on. So this is good whenever you find it because time is fluid. And I'm going to be looking into your energy and the energy of other. And other can be somebody that's most on your mind. It could be your person, but it also could be a situation. It could be family. It could be the in-laws. It could be your job. It's whatever other energy is affecting your life the most right now. Either in a good way or a bad way. And then we're going to look at the energy that those two energies create, kind of like the alchemy, to every action is a reaction. And we're going to look into what kind of energy you're coming out of, what kind of energy you're probably, you may be entertaining now, or definitely the energy that's available to you. Hi, Crystal. Hey, Corey. And we're also going to look at what's coming up for you. Capricorn right now, Pluto's going to be moving out of Capricorn. Capricorn is kind of like, depending on your other placements, your Capricorn placements, and this is for Capricorn sun, moon, Capricorn sun, moon, rising, or if you have a 10th house sun or a 10th house stellium. But if it feels like it applies to your Venus, then apply it to your Venus by all means. Hi, Adrian. But right now, there's nothing in Cancer. There's not a whole lot left in there's, I think Mercury is leaving Libra, and there's nothing in Aries right now because Jupiter just went back into Pisces. So you guys have a minute to breathe, right? Because Gemini is in conjunct your sign. So it's not going to share a modality. It's not sharing an element. So it's not trining. It's not squaring. I mean, could you have other placements that are affected more by the eclipses or the Mars in Gemini, Jupiter in Pisces? Sure. But of all the earth signs, Capricorn gets a little bit of a breather right now. So let's see what's in that energy. Hey, Stacy. I honestly, when I do a last minute, I don't expect anyone to show up. So, but welcome. And I'm going to do Aries right after. And if you guys didn't catch the live I did with, that's interesting, with Connie Joe, sure I don't lose you off the table, on Monday. It was very interesting, and I think we're going to start a series about how to tap in to your own gifts. And what does that really look like? What does that feel like, depending on what your gifts are? And every time there's, if you are late degrees Capricorn, every time there's a planet that's squaring or aspecting Pluto, you might feel that. But right now, the transits aren't really hitting the Capricorn transits. Let's see. So Connie, Joe, and I already started with when we started on Halloween because the veil was thin. So we thought it was a good time to bring up that topic, and how even if you don't feel like you have mediumship gifts, I can feel into energies that have crossed, but I don't hear the message in the detail, which is what most people are looking for in a mediumship readings, that Connie Joe can, or my friend Kate, or my friend Lana. But we don't have to have full mediumship abilities to feel others around us, or even have connection and conversation. We go over that in that video, and we're going to do more about how you can use your guides as the in-between between you and that person that you love that's crossed. And you can use your physical body. Something is making a fun noise. These cards don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about the things we've been through. That's what I just heard. Though it's hurting me. Yeah, that video, the first part of that series, we did Monday. So it's already on the channel. But we're also talking about doing, I have been in sessions talking about how social constructs kind of end up reinforcing the things we're trying to get rid of, like the feeling of something as simple as feeling lazy, which we probably don't associate with like trauma response or even healing. That seems like a whole different subject. But it does. And, so I want to talk about social constructs and harmful tropes that we take on an individual basis that can keep us from seeing our kind of liberated from others' opinion. If you're here, you know that is my philosophy, that other people's opinions of us are none of our business. And if you are here and you have Capricorn placements, that's a tough one. And as a 10th house sun, I understand Capricorn energy well. And wow, did I suffer from letting other people's opinions of me really steer some of my decisions, and not some of my better ones, and kept me from healing. So I think I want to do a series on that, just like the tropes and social constructs. I am tongue-tied tonight, man. That kind of get in our way. So let me know if you want to see that. Capricorn, the energy that you're coming out of is really interesting. We have the 7 of Wands, the Advocate. You know that I love Capricorn, right? And I always talk about like some of the most special people in my life are Capricorn. My one friend, Jeannie, who's just an amazing human. She's Capricorn. And she feels like a sister. I also tease and call Capricorn Captain Save-A-Ho. Because chances are that you probably spent some time being very responsible, almost in adult-like ways when you were still a child. And so there's a sense of value in your ability to find solutions. I feel like we hear solutions when we think of like Gemini or Aquarius, but what we don't associate enough with solutions is Capricorn. 7 of Wands is my card for advocacy. Helping defend somebody, helping build somebody else's support. And it's interesting that is the energy you're coming out of. There may, Capricorns are not all work and no play. And when they do play, they play hard. They're fun. But it's not just work projects. Like they're here to leave the world a better place. They are the 10th house energy, leaving a legacy. And part of that legacy is not just what you're going to know them for what they did for a living or how much money they had, how big the wallet was, that BDE, right? They take on people as projects often, Capricorn. People as projects. Probably something you've been doing since childhood. And one of my favorite TikTok videos, and I did send it to one of my Capricorn friends, was It's that voice clip of like, oh, the pain in my heart. Don't talk to me, I'll murder you. Like that whole sense of they want to help everybody, but they can also feel weighed down by the same people that they really, really want to help. It's the crux of Capricorn, one of them. So the fact that you are leaving an energy where I believe this is about advocating for somebody else, even though it's in your energy. What's interesting is you're coming out of the Seven of Wands. Somebody else is coming out of the Ace of Wands. I don't know if this is about your person or a project. For some of you, it'll be one, and for some of you, it'll be the other. But something here came along, and for a second, you were like, oh, I felt that. I mean, the Ace of Wands is the energy exactly how it looks. Whether this was like a sexual attraction to somebody or whether your person wanted to bring your relationship back to life and using the bedroom to do it. You know what's interesting is that I think we had something similar in Virgo, where like Virgo's person was always like, that's right, who laid it down in the bedroom? And Virgo's like, no, I'm not giving you that. So like, because right now I need you to be like a whole partner in the relationship, I'm not even going to give you the platform to crow about that, because that doesn't fix everything. I kind of am getting that same vibe from Capricorn right now. Like this person may have wanted to bring back the magic or rekindle things. What's interesting is what we have in the center is the Death card in reverse. Capricorn, I have been feeling more than one party for you in my Friday nights on Soul Navigation when I do the check-ins. For a while. It's interesting because I see the Death card as somebody trying to return. I feel like you're giving up a little bit, but let's look in more. And I don't know if you're not giving up. Hi Juan, hi Adrian, or hi Alien. I said hi to Adrian. I don't know that you're giving up so much. It's just that you're done trying to save it. I think there's a little part of you that just hopes that they'll get with the program, which is the exact term that I'm hearing. In the energy that you are coming into, I like need something to drink. Hello, Lioness. I'm tripping on my tongue tonight, so I appreciate you bearing with me. Yeah, so we have the Empress. Capricorn, and the Empress is solid. That's Pentacles energy at its most elevated. It is that abundance, that like understanding your own stability, but also like allowing space and some, like I am always honestly When I used to do the thing on the Friday nights with soul navigation, where I would be like, drop your sign, and whoever has, has the most votes, whichever sign has the most votes, I would do the divine reading. And Capricorn won more than once, which meant my Capricorn audience was bigger than I expected it to be, because Capricorn, very grounded. And although two of, I think, the most talented, gifted metaphysical practitioners I know are Capricorn, I also have Capricorn friends that really struggle with what I do because it's not pragmatic to them. When you get the Empress energy for Capricorn, there's a couple of things. Capricorn is actually yin. It's that balanced energy. It's I think that Capricorn is like, if there's any sign that's going to be really balanced, yin and yang, it's Capricorn. When you get Empress energy, Capricorn, I love that for you, because that's allowing room for magic where you're still really stable. It's left brain and right brain, Capricorns are mushy. They are nostalgic. They represent the 10 of Pentacles, right? Not just the devil. Everybody thinks Capricorn devil card. Sure. But when Capricorn allows their own magic, and you don't judge yourself on whether you were able to successfully save that person that you were trying to save. I love that for you. That's honestly one of the best energy cards. And I only have fire signs left to do for the month of November. That's the best, like, you in your energy currently, the energy that's available to you. I mean, Capricorn, ride that like a magical fucking unicorn. Take that energy and ride it hard. I said what I said because this is really great for you. In their energy, and I just want to say, when I talk about the other energy, and others' energy can also be, if you're trying to end a cycle of how you are in relationships, if you're trying to end a cycle with how you are with yourself, any kind of cycle you could be trying to end, anything where you are getting rid of constructs that are harmful to you, that are so low key that you don't even think about them. And again, I'm going to reference that lazy construct. Lazy is a like capitalist, patriarchal, puritanical trope. And I know that a lot of Capricorns have like the best hustle, like such great hustle. But the second that they allow themselves to rest, they feel lazy. So if you can only talk about lazy when you're weaponizing it against yourself, that's not good for you, Capricorn. And the thing is like, I always say this, the way that we heal other people's opinions of us are none of our business, is we also have to like catch ourselves where we're judging others. Now listen, you see somebody beating their kid in the parking lot or leaving a dog in a car, the human in us is going to react. I'm not really qualifying those things as judgment. Inhumane, unkind, harmful treatment of another person, I don't think is the same as judging somebody for what they're wearing, who they're with, how they deal with their trauma, whatever it is, right? One of the things when we can start to let go of judging other people, and this is one of the journeys that you're supposed to have. I don't really subscribe to that thing where like, well, Capricorn's always going to be judgmental because they represent that 10th house, the most public house, where where everyone can see, hello, lovely Dolly, where everyone can see. So I don't believe that. I believe that is part of the mission here. When you get to the most peaceful part, when you're not, because when you can, it's hard to stop judging yourself when you low key know that there's other things that you judge. It's the hardest part. And we can't really fully live and practice in a peaceful, like it really doesn't affect me at all anymore, that whole other people's opinions of me thing. That's hard to hold on to while we're still having opinions, because we know that we're having opinions of other people, right? If this is you letting go of cycles, letting go of judging yourself, working so hard, and then the minute you rest, you feel like everyone's talking about how you're not doing a good enough job, then this other energy could be the part of you you're trying to integrate in or integrate out. It's the Four of Pentacles. The whole reading is very Capricorn. It is the Four of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. And I like the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Four of Pentacles is mind, 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 down, down, down. They're usually holding on. In the original Rider-Waite, somebody is clutching one of those pentacles. It's about attachment. It's about feeling under-resourced. And I always say, are you under-resourced or are you overwhelmed? And are you allowing yourself to continue to be overwhelmed because you find your value in your ability to handle more than other people can? Or are you afraid of being too much? Are you afraid of leaning on anyone else? Are you afraid that if you don't take it all on, that'll show weakness? So when it's in reverse, I know that either the other side of you that you're trying to heal and let go of, or heal and come into, or the person or situation in your life is actually trying to now let go of attachments. You coming out of the Seven of Wands and them sitting in the Four of Pentacles in reverse, I actually like both of them. I'm going to say that one more time for Capricorn, because I do love my Capricorn so very much. Are you under-resourced because you stay overwhelmed, either in fear of feeling like I'm not enough to ask other people to take some of the load, or because you think your value lies within you being able to handle more than other people can and do it well? You do it well and do it right. Doing it and doing it. And tonight's a music night. I don't know why Capricorn's got me singing all night. Started with ABBA and we're ending up with LL. That's really like a broad spectrum, to say the least. Now, what I see coming up for Capricorn, quite honestly, not mad at it. We have the Star. Yes, it's in reverse. Star can be wish fulfillment. I really see it as healing. But if it's on the table, it's in play. Again, healing. Sometimes Capricorn's like, I don't got time to heal. I don't. I'm busy. I have stuff to do. And like, I'm tough. I can handle it. I don't have time to heal stuff that's 30 years old. I got this far. I'm going to answer a question. I would love for you to clarify. I'm probably going to do something on my channel where I go through like tips, and I may eventually have classes. I have to get everything running smoothly, like being able to I want to make sure I can put out all my videos first before I take on any more than I have. But if you're just looking for what deck to start with, then I have like suggestions. But let me know, like just clarify that question for me. Now, in the energy that is created between the now energy of them and the Four of Pentacles in reverse and you in the Empress, we have the Emperor. That is big boss Capricorn energy. I know it's Aries, but I completely embrace the Emperor also as Capricorn. I mean, who else is going to be the Emperor but Capricorn? Aries might get there first, but Capricorn has the longevity to stay. They're in it to win it. So is Aries, but Aries is on to the next challenge. You know, they're off to go, you know, conquer another village. And listen, if you're an Aries with strong Capricorn placements or strong 10th house placements, that is the secret sauce for success. You'll conquer, you'll have enthusiasm, and you'll have staying power. That's an amazing, like that's a blessed chart for business. I love the Emperor. We're going to clarify that one. In the energy of other, we have the Page of Wands in reverse. A lot of wands going on here. And the Emperor and the Empress are supposed to be like fire and earth. To my mind, they are. Queen of Pentacles in the middle. It's funny because the Empress to me is the next level of the Queen of Pentacles. First house. You're a first. Okay, so you're a Cap moon in the first house, so you have an Aries flavor on your Cap moon. Is that what you're saying? And Corey, I would recommend that you get it doesn't matter. Like these were cheap. They're like the holographic. I have a little tiny hand, so this is a very tiny. Hi, Shauna. This is a tiny deck, but this is just a basic Rider-Waite. I know some people are like, I don't want you to get the Rider-Waite because I want you to make a connection with the cards. I think it's great to learn the rules before we break them, and then absolutely, if you haven't caught on yet, I'm a big fan of seeing where the rules can bend, right? And I love the Light Seers deck because it stays fairly close to the Rider-Waite, but it adds a lot of detail. And I just feel like this deck is inherently. What is with me tonight? Intuitive. And lastly, one of my like go-to decks that I really love that I feel will help you learn because you'll really pick up the messages. I would not, in the beginning, I would not get something where like pentacles or feathers or everything's different, but the Good Tarot is really nice from Colette Baron Reed. It's got really beautiful artistry. That did not go like I hoped. It's got really beautiful artistry. And then also it's just, wands or fire, how they're supposed to be representing Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Air are the swords or representing Aquarius, Gemini, and so on. Because that'll also help you with like tying the astrology to tarot. The Light Seers deck is that person did something so magical. I don't know what else to say. The Mythic Tarot is really, I love them. There's a lot of old, that's on my wish list. If you can find it, and you probably have a better chance finding it where you are than where I am. I can find it, but it's a couple $100. Or it's a really cheap, like I have the Tarot of the 78 Doors. It's a really cheap reprint, and the cards are like not fun. But yes, the Light Seers deck. Okay, so back to Capricorn. We have the Page of Wands in reverse. Here they're like offering, let me let's face it, we're all adults. In the beginning, they call it the honeymoon period for a reason. It's usually very brown chicken, brown cow. And so a lot of times when things are broken, one of the partners is going to feel like, well, I know if I wear that negligee, that outfit, if I play her favorite music, if I seduce her like I did, whatever it is, it, like, they think this seduction or whatever was connected to that insanely hot sex that happened in the beginning, that they feel like that, that can fix whatever's broken. It's usually good for a little pick-me-up. I don't know that I've ever known anyone that's like solved everything with trying to recreate that attraction from the beginning, because that attraction still had mystery. You have better chance of recreating that mystery, that pull, that attraction, all of that from growing yourself and giving like a new layer for them to unpeel. For giving them something new, interesting, and like thriving on your own, especially for Capricorn. You thrive on your own, Capricorn, that is attractive to them. But this person seems to have come in offering the brown chicken, brown cow to like fix everything. I'm not feeling like that worked. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, trying to let go of attachments, whether it's attachment to the relationship, attachment. Sometimes the attachment is, I saw the comments. I'm just not going to comment on the comments. Leave it to Capricorns. Or a Capricorn reading to embody that kind of energy. And if y'all are not watching back when you're watching in replay mode, if you're not all watching back with the live chat going in the background, you're missing out. Because my collective tends to be a funny collective. I don't know if they're letting go of the attachment to, like, sometimes people hold on, and I always talk about this with like Scorpio and Taurus, a little bit Leo, but I actually kind of feel like the same way that like also Cancer has attachment issues and also likes privacy, and so does Scorpio. Doesn't have Scorpio likes the privacy. I also feel like Capricorn is deeply private, but there's also a part where they may not want to let their Capricorn go, or you may not want this relationship because you feel like if they go and have a glow up with somebody else, I'm a pitch a fit. Like if they leave me and go have their glow up and get their shit together and get with the program while they're not with me, I'm going to lose my mind because I just advocated. I just played Captain Save-A-Ho for months or years. Letting go of the attachment is towards growth. And then we have the Emperor and the Empress here in that same, there's some kind of step backwards. There's some kind of step backwards here. The healing is there, but there's some kind of block. I'm feeling stubbornness. I feel a little bit in your own way. I feel a little bit of that like frustration. I feel that there is love for this other person, but I feel like there's also like, why the hell would you choose to do it that way? Why would you? There's frustration and like, just get your shit together. That's all I keep hearing. So if everybody kind of comes into their own sense of self and then this separates, I got to be honest, I feel like this is going to go back and forth after it. I don't think it ends. Capricorn's nostalgic. Sometimes it's hard for them to let go because they put so much work into it, so much effort. Their legacy, their need to leave the world a better place than they found it, and that includes people. And then they feel like, they got you 75% there. Now you're going to go take that better 75% over to someplace else. They don't like that. Now, for those of you that have moved past that, who have recognized that, right? Then that probably doesn't apply to you. But I'm sure at some point in your life, there's a lot of Cancer attachment stuff that I am so grateful for I moved out of. But I'm never judging when I'm talking about attachment issues because I was that girl and not in a great way, So people, and again, as I said, just because you're in that 10th house or you're represented by that 10th house doesn't mean you're doomed to like judge others and worry too much about other people's opinions. It means that part of your mission here is to move through that, to mature that part of that placement. Page of Wands in reverse means feeling like you have to start all over again. They are feeling like they're starting all over again. They are feeling uninspired, as somebody said uninspired before. Somebody is feeling very uninspired. That's their side. You've got the Star in reverse. In the middle is the Queen of Pentacles. While you are both feeling things internally, you're actually thriving on an external level. It looks like thriving. And so feels really, really important for me to say, Capricorn. If this person looks like they're thriving without you, one, yeah, you contributed to that. They learned a lot when they were with you. Two, internally, they're not thriving. They're externally thriving. You're going to look the same and you're going to be so close. And so if it's on the table, you do have the ability to like turn it around and heal. Let's clarify a few things. And since we were just talking about it, I'm going to use the light seers. Yeah. I think that applies to all 12 signs. When somebody feels like, I got to get the magic back, they're less interested. Sometimes when somebody is just sick of your ish, you feel like, oh, they're just not attracted. Like they're not texting me all the time, or they're not. And it has less usually to do with if somebody else is more attractive, it's usually not because they're sexually more attractive or physically more attractive. It's usually because they feel like less stress. And so focusing on yourself and getting yourself to a point where you thrive, that's why I think this is going to go back and forth. I think even if you guys get to the point where there's a separation, I think there's going to be back and forth because the idea that you're thriving without each other, I think is going to drive the other one crazy, quite frankly. But yeah, in my experience, listen, if you're in a marriage and it's just like kids, jobs, stuff like that, and you need the brown chicken, brown cow, romantic time, that is different. But it's not going to fix something that is just broken on 12 levels. That one thing is not going to fix all 12 levels. It feels like it does, because it feels like breathing new air in the beginning of the relationship. So people tried to remember what that was like and recreate it. But it's really hard to create mystery if you're doing the same things. You feel me? If you're reacting the same way to the things that are problematic, the same negligee, the same music, the same place you ate, the exact same date all over again, that does not create mystery. It creates nostalgia. And Capricorn does like a little mystery. They like a little bit of a challenge, even though they do like nostalgia. And the more that you accept that like proximity to nostalgia feeling good, Capricorn, and then you can learn to just let that be what it is, not judge yourself, not judge the circumstance, not judge the progress or the lack of progress, and you can just separate it and understand that the nostalgia shouldn't be enough to keep you coming back someplace where it's not working on 12 different levels. All right, so okay. That is interesting. Things that I wanted to. So we have on Death in Reverse. I try not to clarify that first row because it's in the past, However, we have the card of being ghosted, feeling isolated, feeling left alone, and that's what I've been picking up. Like they're not texting as much. The interaction is like not what it used to be. So that's just confirmation for that. On top of the Emperor, we have the King of Pentacles, who is the mini Emperor, the way the Queen of Pentacles is the mini Empress. We also have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Working smarter and not harder doesn't just apply to actual work tasks. So I think the step back, the 2 steps forward, it's even 4-5 steps forward and just a half or a 1 step back. Tiny bit of a cha-cha, Capricorn. I think I'm seeing that. Because you don't want to work hard and not smart in your relationship anymore. You're fine with putting the work in. You're fine with putting you're fine even with putting in your own sweat and tears to this person making it to that place where they're less problematic. There's something in that for you that you really love. Again, I think that's tied to childhood. But you're also tired and you're ready to receive. And you really wish that like it could be both. That you could help this person, that they would receive your help, and that in return there's an absolute reciprocity for you of your effort. I feel like you feel like if you could get even a little bit of what you put in. My cat is literally knocking at the door like a person. He has learned how to like ramrod my door because he likes to be near all of you. I don't know if you all saw my Instagram post. Let's pull a card for Let's pull a card for your person or this situation. And let's pull a card, an oracle card for all of you. Let's see what that looks like. Should we pull a message card from your person? I feel like we know all we need to know. The thing is that can you detach enough to, hi Adva. Can you detach enough from the claim, what everybody sees? Can you detach enough from that to like get healthy for yourself and see if that person's willing to get healthy for yourself? Because I think if you're going back and forth at each other out of some kind of attachment, I feel like that's not going to work for you. Let's get an oracle card. Let's get a shadow card for you, Capricorn, because I know you don't need no stinking advice, but I'm obnoxious like that with my 10th house sun, so I'm gonna give you some. Okay. Let's see. We'll pull more than one, of course. Okay. For them, they have to get creative. This person has almost made, and we aren't talking about how their energy reacts to yours, but remember when I talked about mystery and how like you can't come back in with like the good hot sex from the beginning and fix a bunch of problems with the brown chicken, brown cow, right? Because what it is the what was hot was the mystery. What was hot was like unwrapping somebody slowly. And Capricorn will vet people. They will attempt to vet, I listen. Hi, everyone. I just said recently, don't blame yourself when you don't see the red flags in the beginning. Don't blame yourself when you missed, right? And you thought like, oh no, this is going to work out well, because people with trauma, which is pretty much everyone, people who have trauma that they haven't healed and are still working out of the toolbox of their trauma responses, of their survival mechanisms, of their coping mechanisms that maybe are not as healthy. The one thing I promise you they're really fucking good at is masking. It is the most important, usually most well exercised, most polished tool in the toolbox of survival, masking. As much for themselves as for anyone else, because they just want to have a normal life. So whatever you didn't see, whatever, like however they're coming in trying to fix things, what they have done is kind of made everything about you. Like all of the interaction, they're showing me somebody, and I don't want to have you ever had like 10 years apart from somebody, and then when you this happened a long time ago, but it had been 10 years since I had dated somebody, and they came back and I thought, okay, like there was no unforgivable thing. I can go out on a date and see how this was. They wanted to talk about everything from 10 years ago. They wanted to talk about me from 10 years ago. And maybe it was my 10th house sun. I found that really boring. There was no excitement. And I mean, when I first met that person, we could have breathed heavy and lit any place on fire. There was so much chemistry, so much fireworks. But 10 years later, the conversation was just about 10 years ago. This person has done a little bit of that. They are at this point kind of boring, kind of not putting energy into themselves at all. And every conversation has either become about them trying to manipulate things back to a better place in the wrong way, even if they mean the best, even if they care about you, they don't want to lose you, whatever the case may be. But every conversation's kind of turned into either what the problem is, where we're at in this relationship. I know I'm a chick, but I think I speak for women and men, but like nothing will kill a relationship than having a conversation every 5 minutes about the relationship. I said what I said. I'm not taking it back. They have to get creative. They have to like do their own thing. Now, if you can leave them alone while they're doing their own thing, that would be the healthiest option. I think the second they start doing their own thing and you're like, that is all that I wanted when we were together. Why couldn't you do that when we were together? It's going to drive you crazy. And you're just going to have to explore things as you'll be ready when you're ready for what you're ready for. Right? Curiosity is not going to kill the cat. No one's going to die. Feeling out of balance, feeling like you gave a lot and didn't get any back is what the block is. Let's pull a card for you. I'm not going to give you a shadow card because, I know that my Capricorns, like, they're good. They're the advice givers. They don't really need advice. They just need confirmation because they already know they're right. How does a Capricorn apologize? They don't. Because they're never wrong. Okay, listen. If you are looking for a distraction right now, let yourself be distracted by deep diving into you. Let yourself be distracted by sitting with something that makes you so incredibly uncomfortable until you get comfortable with it. Do not look at an ex, look at a new person, and look, it's all that glitters is not gold, right? Mm-hmm. And what's right on top? What did I just talk about? The masking. That's not going to help you. You'll repeat the cycle. Don't distract yourself with another mistake, wearing a different pair of shoes, different pair of pants. Distract yourself with getting uncomfortable, which, Capricorn's good at a lot. So like being uncomfortable is not something they really like. They don't want to sit it. They want solutions. Give them solutions. Don't give them more problems. Give them solutions. So sitting in something uncomfortable on purpose. I get it. But it's how you're going to, because the person that gets fucked over in the end of self-sabotaging cycles or same relationship cycles that you think you're dating a completely different person, but it ends up giving you a lot of the same issues, right? In relationships, it just keeps bringing up. The way we break those cycles is getting uncomfortable. Listen, I'm a 10th house sun. I get it. I'm barely wrong. It's a big occasion when it happens. You'll hear me say all the time, teasingly, like, I'm not wrong. I get it. Getting uncomfortable, though, now that is my new, I don't want to say my new drug because I didn't technically have an old drug, but, and nor is there any judgment with that. But like, that is my new thrill, is getting uncomfortable because I know the other side of that is really good. And the mystery of a new person that's got their mask on, that I can do a million times till next Tuesday. I've done it a million times till next Tuesday. But that leaves me in all different kinds of conditions, right? At the end of that. But when I lean in to being uncomfortable about my own self and learn something about me or break a cycle, that's hella addictive. That is hella addictive because that always ends up good for me. So that's like a thrill, like, like before you're going to go work out and your trainer's about to kill you and you're like nervous, but you're a little excited for the nerves, or before I knew he was coming, or before the roller coaster is like on its way up. Oh, look, Capricorn, what you guys did. Nobody needs to see that. But that thrill for something that you're nervous for, let that be the uncomfortable for yourself, right? Capricorn, Aries, Scorpio, sometimes Gemini. Like sticking our fingers in the fire to see, just to make sure it still burns. I don't deny you that. When Connie Jo did her hottest things of the cardinal signs, I made that graphic and it said calling all Libras, Aries, Cancers, and these freaks. And that was referring to Capricorn. I respect your need to have a little something that makes you a little uncomfortable. That's mystery. That's exciting, right? Because you know so much. There's so little mystery left. I invite you to make part of how you stick your finger in the fire to see if it still burns, to get uncomfortable. Sit by yourself. Don't let something else distract you. You'll feel it. It'll be visceral, and then it'll be good. All right, Capricorn. I love you. Now you love you. I am starting Aries in 8 minutes. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Hey, Ro. Hey, Keto. Let me know what you guys want to see, because now this is the way I'm doing it. Also, I'm going to do mid-monthly readings, but only for the top 3 watched signs. So whichever 3 videos from the beginning of November have the best analytics, that's what I'm going to do a mid reading for. So that's all on you guys. But in between, I'm going to do free card pulls. And I'll do stuff with Connie Jo, and we can have like honest, real conversations. What do you guys want to talk about? That's what I'm here for. You all have a good night. Maybe I'll see you over at Aries.